of you have mentioned your goal is building strength or muscle, and then the other one is about losing fat. So this is a bit of a genius model here. It is not something I made up, it is something I was taught by one of my mentors, and I have found that it has worked for me. And anyone that I get this to do, they have seen results from it. So I guess what I want you guys to think about is what are my goals, and am I actually doing sessions that are aligned with that? Because we can tend to just see training as training, and so long as we feel like we've worked hard, then we're reaching our goals. But this is to give you guys some more responsibility and own your training, really. Like, if you've got a goal, like, make sure you're on track to doing it. So this is really, really important. Up the top you've got strength, down the bottom you've got endurance. The important thing to remember is that we can't have one without the other. Your strength training is going to benefit your endurance training, and your endurance training is going to benefit your strength training. So there is no use in only doing one. However, you want to get it in the right quantity. Okay, so I'm not saying I'll only do strength or only do endurance. I'm saying get them in the correct quantity for what your goal is. Okay, if we choose to train them in conjunction with each other with no structure and no correct balance, we will just continue to we'll just continue along. However, if we get it in the right balance, we're going to build strength. Or if our goal is endurance, we get it in the right balance, we're going to build more endurance. So this might mean that if your goal or your priority is a strengthy goal, i.e. you want to build muscle or you want to lift something heavier, it might mean that your endurance training might take a little bit of a back seat. This doesn't mean that it gets worse. It means that you maintain your endurance training while you're focusing on your strength goals. Remember, these are always subject to change. If you spend 2 months getting stronger and then you're like, okay, I'm really strong now, so now I'm going to strip back my strength sessions and I'm going to work on more endurance because I've kind of been maintaining my endurance for the last 2 months to complement my strength, but now I want to get faster, so I'm going to do more endurance. So just remember that this isn't rigid and set, it can change as to what you want. This is really important. So if you are wanting to build genuine strength, so you're wanting to build muscle, lift more, all those sorts of things, you want 3 strength sessions versus 1 to 2 conditioning sessions per week. If you want to build endurance training, if you've got like a run or something coming up, or you want to just get better at the block, or those sorts of things, you want 2 endurance sessions to 1 strength session per week. Okay? So these are actually really, really important because we can tend to get them really, really muddled up and then we don't understand exactly what we're doing, or why we haven't progressed, or why we've plateaued. The thing that we need to remember is that, especially with our timetable, you need to be mindful of what your goals are. So doing too much of this will gas your capacity to do this. Doing too much of this will gas your capacity to do this, especially if you do it in a double session, okay? It doesn't mean it's the wrong thing to do, but it means you might want to gauge the intensity of the way you're training. A really big example of this, and I've got it on the other side of the board, is doing an airfit before lift. It's not a bad thing, guys. However, if you are genuinely wanting to lift more, then you need to understand that your capacity to lift more will be at the detriment if you choose to do airfit beforehand. Because the body, you've gassed a system, so it's only got a certain capacity left. So just be mindful of that. The good thing to note is that you want to allow maybe at least 8 hours between these sessions. So if you are wanting to do a strength session and then 8 hours later you want to do endurance, that's a really great way to do it. If you're doing endurance training and then 8 hours later you want to do a strength training session, that's also fine too. It doesn't mean it's the only way to do this. I am very aware that a lot of you guys do double classes. There is nothing wrong with that. But like I said, you want to be mindful of what your goals are and what you're doing with those classes and what our conditioning piece after. However, because of the short rest periods in an S&C and a Tabata, it will gas our capacity to be able to lift heavier. So a lift is a class where you generally are going to build strength in. So this person generally is always like, yeah, I want to build strength. And then we really want to get to a certain weight or whatever, but then we haven't looked at the way we're training and how those endurance sessions are going to impact our ability to lift, and also are they actually mixing. So, back to the cool side. I really want you guys to have a look at this week and have a think about what your goals are, what you generally want to achieve, and then map out your week. Do exactly what I did on the other side and figure out how many endurance sessions versus strength sessions you're doing. Please have a chat to me if you've got any questions about this. Like I said, I'm always up to help. Really, really important, this is key. We need both for optimal performance, but to what end? So are we doing as many classes as we can because more equals more when it actually doesn't? We really want to train smart. So if you're wanting to build strength and you feel like the more sessions you do, the more stronger you're going to get, I'm going to tell you, you need to rest at one point. In an S&C, Airfit, Tabata, we build our tolerance to muscular endurance, but when it comes to lifting heavier and building genuine strength, you need your lifts. This is why these classes are so important.